Hey guys, what's going on? So today I've got a collection update. So first of all, we are recording this in my bedroom instead of in the garage like usual, because an earthquake just happened, and I figure I'd rather fucking be in the house than an earthquake. I'd rather be in the house than the garage if an earthquake were to happen again, or if there's an aftershock or anything. But anyways, I had to make this video today though because I haven't been uploading that much lately because I've been just busy with my fucking band and shit. Just shit's happening and we're doing stuff, and we've been working on some more material as well. So yeah, anyways, this is a pretty nice size collection update. I've got 3 CDs from the same band and 1 record. All brutal death metal stuff, so if you don't like brutal death metal, you might as well just leave now. Anyways, I'll show the record first, since the record's from a different band. It'd be weird to show that different band last after 3 records, 3 CDs of the same band. So first up, we've got Defeated Sanity with Chapters of Repugnance. This is a great album, and I'm really happy to finally own something from Defeated Sanity. They're one of my favorite brutal death metal bands. So here's the album cover. It reminds me a lot of Autopsy's Acts of the Unspeakable, the inside part where it has all the people torturing each other. And that's basically what's going on here. Just a lot less cartoonish, so pretty cool. This is a vinyl reissue that came out, I believe, in, like, doesn't say. I want to say this was from, like, 2015, 16, maybe 14 even. I don't know. Probably 17. There's the back. So track listing. There's 4 chapters. But there's 2 chapters per side. This is just a 1 LP. But you've got Introitus, Consumed by Repugnance, Carnal Deliverance, Salacious Affinity, Engulfed in Excruciation. Sorry to hear my mom's phone ringing in the background. Coerced into idolatry. God, I can't pronounce idolatry. Blissfully exsanguinated, Calculated Barbarity, Lurid Assimilation. And then there's some bonus tracks which are Insecta, Incendium, Psalms of the Moribund, and Martyrium, which I believe those are all re-recordings, because I know that Psalms of the Moribund is a re-recording of the title track from their album before this, Psalms of the Moribund. I'm sure the other 2 are as well. I'm just not as familiar with those songs. So this is a gatefold. At least it's put out through Willow Tip Records. Have not heard of that label. Yeah, we got all the lyrics. Really, really tiny print, so that's kind of weird, but yeah. Picture of the band, and then no insert, just on black vinyl. Although I have seen some pressings of this, I think they're on like green or something, which would be nice, but those are the labels. This sounds great though. The production on this album is super bassy and hard hitting, really low, just heavy as fuck sounding. This is really where Defeated Sanity started to do that like jazzy type of shit. I mean, they kind of had it a little bit on Psalms of the Moribund, and their debut album was a lot more straightforward and not quite as brutal. Nonetheless, though, this is a great album, though. Definitely one of the best. Not my favorite, but one of the best. Super just thick, dense production. Really mid-rangey production as well. There's a lot of groovy shit going on here, especially like in the intro track, Introitus. There's a really cool groove in that song. Consumed by Repugnance has some really cool jazzy type stuff, and Carnal Deliverance also has another really cool like breakdown-y kind of slam kind of riff. But if you like brutal death metal, there's no reason not to like Defeated Sanity, although they are really technical. So if you're not a fan of brutal death metal because you don't like the simplicity of it, you might like this. So yeah, but really good album though. Defeated Sanity, Chapters of Repugnance. So now onto the CDs. Like I said, they're all from the same band. That is Disgorge. Of course, Disgorge US. I'm also a fan of Disgorge Mexico, just not quite as much as I am of Disgorge from California. The Disgorge is one of my favorite brutal death metal bands ever, really. And I've owned Cranial Impalement for a couple months, and I really want the rest of their material, so I figured why not just like buy all their albums. So I did. So I got I'll just show them all in chronological order, but I have everything from Chile Gutted on. So first off, of course, their second album, Chile Gutted, classic album, and I definitely say that this is their best. I love this album so much. This is probably like my second favorite brutal death metal album behind Devourment's debut album. So, a nasty fucking album cover, you got that, so yeah, just, the detail is really cool though, with like the fucking baby hanging out there in the background, and the logo is great. I love their logo, so that's pretty cool. There's a crack on the case, which sucks, because shipping, but there's the back. So you got Revelations 13, Chile Gutted, Exhuming the Disemboweled, Compost Devourment. It's funny how they spell Devourment different than like the band Devourment. There's an E after the Devour, so it's Devourement, so that's funny. Sodomize the Bleeding, False Conception, Womb Full of Scabs, Disfigured Catacombs, and Purifying the Cavity. So yeah. just really heavy shit. This is like the grooviest Disgorge album, definitely, but it's still really blast beaty. I love the production on here. Just really like nasty sounding, really fucking brutal. Not as nasty as something like Disgorge Mexico's Forensic or something like that. It's more like a no mids, kind of old school sounding nasty. But obviously, it's not like old school death metal, but like old school brutal death metal. It's a shame they didn't include the promo photos of the band in this pressing of the CD, though. There's some really cool promo photos for this album that they did. Oh, also, that artwork for, I think that's the artwork for, like, Woundful of Scabs or something. Or I don't know if it's for anything, really. It's just supposed to be Mary. That's a pretty cool fucking artwork. It'd be nice to have that on a shirt. I've seen the shirt of that. There's the back with the lineup. This has the best lineup from them as well, with Maddie Way on vocals, Ben on bass, of course, and Ricky Myers on drums, and Diego Sanchez on guitars. This is when he first joined the band, and goddamn, his fucking riffs are so good. It's so technical and so fucking heavy sounding and just dark and, like, menacing sounding, but super fast. But without being stupid technical, like, with, like, all these crazy sweeps and weird stuff going on. Not that that's a bad thing, but it just doesn't work that well for a band like Disgorge, who's very straightforward. This is very technical, but not in, like, a flashy kind of way. And the lyrics on this album are super gross and just great. Like, this is definitely the goriest Disgorge ever got. And, yeah, fantastic album. Sheila got it. This is a perfect album, in my opinion. I love the production, just the dynamics of this album. My favorite part of this album, actually, is the transition from Revelations 13 into Sheila Good with, like, that spoken word in a death metal voice. Or death metal vocals, spoken word type thing that bleeds into the title track. It's just so cool. But yeah, super nasty album with a lot of groove, but there's also, like, imagine groovy blasturbation, and that's basically this album. So the album after that, I also have, well, obviously I have all the albums after that, but this is Consume the Forsaken, the third album, and I'd say this is probably their second best. This is a really great album as well. Hard to see the album cover, but when I take the booklet out, you can probably see it better. There's also, this was the spine for Sheila Gutted, but anyways, Consume the Forsaken. Obviously, a lot less gory. They went for a more anti-religious kind of vibe with this album, although there's still a little bit of gore on the album cover. There's the back. I said that was really weird. Track listing, you've got Demise of the Trinity, Perverse Manifestation, Manipulation of Faith, consecrating the reviled, Indulging dismemberment of a mutilating breed, Consume the Forsaken, Dissecting the Apostles, Denied Existence and Divine Suffering. This album probably has the best Disgorge production. Like, the production here is clean, but still really brutal sounding. Great fucking snare. There's a slight lineup change. They changed vocalists, so it sucks that they didn't have Maddie Way on this album. So the vocals aren't quite as nasty, but AJ Magana, I don't know, I can't remember how you pronounce his name, Magana. I do know that he was also in Defeated Sanity at some point. His vocals are pretty good. He's basically the best replacement, really, that I could think of that you could have for Maddie Way, who's an amazing vocalist. I mean, he's also been in Abominable Putridity and a Pathology, which is pretty cool. But yeah, picture of the band on the back. You got lyrics. This booklet is really cool with the background artwork. How you got that in the center. I think that's really neat. Lyrically, this album, I'd say this has Disgorge's best lyrics. They do anti-religious lyrics really well. Otherwise, you can see the album cover a little better. Like, their anti-religious lyrics aren't, like, as edgy as, like, Deicide or something. Or they're edgy, but they're not, like, cringeworthy like Deicide lyrics. They're a lot more, like, they still have, like, that edge to them, but they're a lot more, like, hateful sounding rather than just being, like, you know, kill the Christians or something like that. They're a lot more, like, menacing sounding and less blatant. Like, just read the lyrics to the title track on this album and you'll know what I mean. But yeah, not quite as groovy as Sheila Gutted. This one's a lot more straightforward blasturbation, but it's done super well. A lot of great riffs on here. Because of the production, the riffs are a lot more, discernible, and the drum sound is amazing on this album. The bass on this album isn't as audible as on the first two Disgorge albums, which is a shame, because the bass work in Disgorge is fantastic. But yeah, this is definitely an amazing album, though. And definitely a must-have if you're a fan of Disgorge. So this is definitely their second best, and this is one of their most popular, if not the most popular. There's also actually a music video, I believe, for the title track, which is pretty cool as well. Yeah, fantastic album. And then lastly, we have Disgorge's final album, or at least their newest, because they haven't released anything since this album. This one came out in, like, 2000... Because this one came out in 2002. Well, I say this is from like 2000, either 2004 or 2006. It doesn't say. This is Parallels of Infinite Torture. Easily my least favorite Disgorge album. It's not the best. It's really like not that technical. I mean, why did I say technical? It's not that brutal compared to the other stuff. Not technical. This is just as technical, if not more technical, than the other albums. This one's still pretty technical. I meant to say it's not as brutal. It's still really good. It's just everything you'd expect with a Disgorge album. They didn't really do much new with this album. The production isn't quite as pummeling as the previous two albums. They changed vocalists again. The vocals on this album aren't that great. They're good, but they don't stand out much. It's a pretty cool album cover, though, I will admit. I still like this album. Don't think that I hate this album because this is their worst album, but it's still a really good album. There's the disc. You got that. Track listing on here. You've got Revealed in Obscurity, Enthroned, Abominations, a re-recording of Atonement from Cranial Impalement, which is really cool. Abhorrent Desecration of the Iniquity, Forgotten Scriptures, Descending Upon Convulsive Devourment, what's that? Oh, never mind, there's Compost Devourment from Chile Good. That's another song title with the word devourment, that's funny. Condemned to Sufferance, Parallels of Infinite Torture, Asphyxiation of the Oppressed, and Ominous Sigils of Ungodly Ruin. So, yeah. Yeah, still a really good album, just not the best compared to the other Disgorge albums. It's not as masterful. It's not as memorable either. This is a really long album compared to the other two. Like, the rest of their discography, the albums are, like, just under half an hour, if not at half an hour. Well, this one's, like, I think this one's, like, 41 minutes long or something, which for an album that of this style, that's really long. Because it just drags on. And some of the songs in here are longer, too. Most of the songs on this album are, like, 5 minutes. While on the other album, they're, like... the rest of the discography, the songs are, like, 2 to 3 minutes long. Really fast, grindy shit. But this one's still really fast and grindy, but the songs are just longer. It's still a good album. I still like it. It just doesn't stick out quite as much. And maybe this will grow on me, though, since I own it now. Still pretty cool, though. The vocals aren't as nasty. Like I said, they're still low, but they're more inhaled than... I think they're inhales compared to the other two albums. They definitely sound like inhales. Which I don't have that much of a problem with. I'm not the type of dude to flip out because someone's doing inhales. It just doesn't sound as brutal as the other two albums. 3, not 2. Some of the best songs in here, definitely, though, are the re-recording of Atonement, Revealed in Obscurity, and Descending Upon Convulsive Devourment. There are some cool riffs on this album, but they just aren't quite as memorable as the riffs on the other albums. The blasturbation is a lot faster on this album. Therefore, the blast beats aren't quite as hard-hitting, which is something that I don't like about this album that much. Like, the blast beats just aren't as, like, punchy on this album because it's faster. They had to play a little lighter, of course. But it's still really good, though. It's just not as essential as the rest of their discography. But I'd say I'd give this, like, a 7 out of 10. It's still a pretty cool album. It's just not my favorite. I'm just critiquing it probably too much. It's still a really good album. It's just not my favorite. But, yeah, Disgorge. Parallels of Infinite Torture. Also a pretty cool album title, in my opinion. But, yeah, so that's it for this collection update, though. This will be the last collection update before I do my birthday collection update for my 17th birthday, which should be in, like, 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. And, yeah. So that's it for this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.